annual minimum wage in Nigeria. So if minimum wage is 70,000 and 840,000 per annum, yeah, then you can say minimum wage not more than half of that, not more than 500,000 naira. Nomination form not more than 500,000 naira. If you must charge. But it can be zero. So that Nigerians can come out. And this argument that, oh, if you make it cheap or if you make it free, then there will be too many Nigerians contesting. It is so cheap and so free in America, yet you don't have all Americans coming out to say they want to run, except people with integrity. That is how it should be in Nigeria. Try it. Make it free. Let's see if it is all Nigerians that will come out. Modalities can be put in place that will take care of that. We must organize. If not, we will just do our 30 days rant in vain. We'll come out and say it. Tinubu is a terrible president. Tinubu is a terrible president. Tinubu is a terrible president. Tinubu. We'll come out and do our rant. He will sit where he's sitting, like Akpabio suggested. They will be eating rice and chicken while we continue to suffer. He says he doesn't do social media anymore. Have you forgotten? Rather, what he has done now is he has looked for some of us Nigerians and made them into rabble-rousers. Pay them small money, and these same people go on the same social media, and every time you criticize Tinubu, you'll be shocked. There's always somebody that will come and defend him. They are not ashamed about it anymore. They are ashamed, totally lost. So we must understand this and know that, look, we must level the playing field. If not, our rants will be in vain. May our rants not be in vain. So let's organize. There's a link. We'll add it in the description later. If you don't see it in the description of this because it's a live, it's in other videos in this channel. Join us to create this political party where party primaries are direct primaries. If you don't know, corruption in the political party starts when you have an indirect system where you have a delegate system. The first thing the candidates will try to do is buy up the delegates. And that's why I laugh when the people have flocked and jumped to SDP now. And they are still talking about the delegate system. And they are saying the system is free and fair. The political party that threw up this Kachiku guy, that was the same political party that Mogalu was a member of. And Mogalu came on national TV to complain that delegates were bought. This is a small party, and they bought delegates. So you think that these deep pockets and political, well, heavyweight, quote and unquote, will come from APC, will come from PDP into your SDP, and all of a sudden they will become born again, and they will see your delegates. They will just be looking at the delegates like this and say, delegates, just vote your conscience. Is that what you think they will do? Gabam, SDP. Get ready for the shocker of your life. Well, I don't think it will be a shocker. You guys are used to this kind of cash and carry politics. You probably love it. They'll buy up your delegates. They will buy up your delegates. And that's where the corruption will start. That's where the corruption will start. So, for me, we need to organize. The political parties must reform. They must reform. Direct primary system. Open and transparent one. In fact, an online voting system for the party primaries. Transparent. We need that kind of party. Right now, it doesn't exist. We can make it exist. We can create one. We can create one. A political party that is built on ideologies. Rights of first refusal must be given to Nigerian officials. to Nigerian companies, to Nigerian manufacturers. Right of first refusal must be given to them first before you buy anything imported. Starting from cars, starting from refineries. We have to support local manufacturers. How many of you know, as rich as Intel is, Intel got a $40 billion subsidy from the American government to build advanced semiconductor company. In America, they are not satisfied that it is ASMC of Taiwan that is producing their advanced chips anymore. They are not comfortable, particularly with the Chinese threat to unify China, with Taiwan. $40 billion. In fact, in total, it's about $300 billion they are giving away as subsidies to support local manufacturers so that they will bring back the jobs into America. And what are we doing? We are purchasing imported goods and services, thereby destroying our local manufacturing capacity. Because tell me, how the hell are you going to compete with China? How? If you do not give support to local manufacturers, how the hell are you going to compete with China? So when you depend on imported goods from China, from America, from Europe, you are destroying our local manufacturing capacity. You are creating unemployment. You are creating hunger. You are creating hardship and suffering. That is why we must give right of first refusal to local manufacturers. If not, we're not going anywhere. This is one of the core ideologies that will be entrenched in the constitution of this our new party. If we had this right of first refusal in the constitution of Labour Party, in the constitution of PDP, in the constitution of NNPP, if we had this right of first refusal as a core ideology in their constitution with clearly defined punishment for breaching these particular ideologies, do you think that the opposition candidates in the National Assembly of today that collected 160 million naira for one SUV, do you think they'll be able to do that? No, they won't, because the clear punishment would have swung into effect. It would have swung into effect. Strength of a political party based on the strength of a constitution that is populated with ideologies, and punishment for breach of such ideologies. If we had that, we would have senators taking 160 million to go buy SUVs. Core ideologies. If we had a party that has well spelled out core ideologies, PDP would not be suffering what PDP is suffering in Rivers State right now, or nationally under the oppressive hand of a Nyesom Wike. They won't. When a political party constitution is weak, when it is built around strong individuals rather than strong ideologies and strong institutions, what you have is what you have in Rivers PDP and PDP in Nigeria nationally. That's what you have. Look at what the 27 lawmakers are doing to Fubara today. Just imagine what they are doing to Fubara. They have served Fubara now impeachment notice. This is why Tinubu is a terrible president. People are calling for him to intervene again. And I say, no, never. His first intervention is what resulted in this. He tricked Fubara into withdrawing the lawsuit, challenging or calling for the declaration of the seats of those lawmakers vacant. But he tricked Fubara into withdrawing that suit. And that withdrawal of the suit is what the Supreme Court now used as excuse to affirm the legitimacy of the 27 lawmakers. Now, the 27 lawmakers have taken that judgment and they are hiding behind it to just be rascally. And they served an impeachment notice to the governor. For you to know the extent of disregard that the 27 lawmakers of Rivers State have for rule of law and for due process, they served the same allegation of gross misconduct against the governor as well as the deputy governor. If it is not political foolishness, why would you bring up such an allegation against the deputy governor? Why would you do that? If you say the governor refused to present the budget before the House of Assembly, how would you bring that kind of allegation against the deputy governor? What say does the deputy governor have in that? You say the governor did not allow you as a Rivers State House of Assembly to carry out its constitutional functions. Okay, fine. How does that extend to the deputy governor? So we are supposed to have a situation whereby the deputy governor will say, no, Governor Fubara, you cannot stop the State House of Assembly from carrying out their constitutional duty. Is that even a constitutional democracy? Yet, you have that kind of situation in Rivers State because they are working towards a target. There is a succession plan. There is a line of succession. If the governor is not available, the deputy governor takes over. If the deputy governor is not available, the Speaker of the State House of Assembly takes over. So Amaewhule has become so puffed up by the Supreme Court judgment that he now feels he's looking for any way to become governor by hook or crook, to the extent that he forgot that the allegation he's bringing against Fubara should not be brought against the deputy governor. So if you were to have respect for rule of law, what you'll be doing is, okay, fine, bring those allegations against the Fubara, and if it succeeds, then you swear in the deputy. But no, they don't want that. They want to remove governor and deputy governor in one swell swoop, because they have total disregard for the rule of law. Now, here is where it is painful. The Supreme Court has come to say, oh, there is no evidence of any defection of these lawmakers. No evidence of any defection of these lawmakers. Yet, we're in a country where these lawmakers swore an affidavit to having defected from the PDP to the APC. These lawmakers were on national TV announcing it. These lawmakers were on national TV waving the APC flag and singing praise of Tinubu and APC. On your mandate we shall stand. We have this. So if they come now to make a 180-degree U-turn and say we are still in PDP, we are seeing where their loyalty lies. At the very minimum, these activity constitute anti-party activity. So if you had a PDP that was strong, they would set up a disciplinary committee and call those 27 lawmakers that say they are still PDP and say, come and face our disciplinary committee. In so-so-so date, on so-so-so date, you did this, you did that, you declared that you are decamped, you swore an affidavit, you did this, and that is against our rules, that is against our constitution. Come and answer to your allegations, and then you can now take a decision at that disciplinary council and expel them for anti-party activities. If they come back to deny that they did not defect from the APC when the evidence is there, you can, as a party that is strong, wield the big stick. But that is only possible if the party is built on strong ideologies, on a strong constitution, strong principle, strong institution, not strong individuals. That can only happen. The Rivers State issue is easily solvable. this arrogance that has suddenly befallen these 27 pro-Wike lawmakers would not have been there if you had a political party that was strong. It would not have been there. That is why we need to come together. As we do this 30 days rant challenge, we need to come together and organize to form a political party that levels the playing field. A political party that is built on strong ideologies. Ideologies like a prohibition of medical tourism, educational tourism, capital tourism. It is conflict of interest for any government official to have the liberty to send their children to school abroad, to send themselves abroad for medical treatment, to store money abroad, to buy property abroad. It is conflict of interest. There is no way a president or a minister or a senator that knows that he can loot public funds to send himself to Europe, to America, to India for medical care. There is no way that person, that government official, will make your healthcare system in Nigeria work. An educational system that the operators or the people in charge of the policies of education in your country, they do not use your educational system. They send their children abroad. How do you think they will give you an educational system that works? See, Tinubu is a terrible president because somehow he has found a way to lie and deceive Nigerians that he built Lagos and that he has somehow made Lagos a very wonderful... Okay, fine. Lagos is a wonderful city. It has a very big GDP. But that's all. Lagos... You make money in Lagos, but you will suffer a lot in Lagos. Lagos is the state with the biggest slums, biggest number of slums in Africa. Lagos. And Lagos just smells. What that girl said is true. Maybe not in Ikoyi, maybe not in what do you call this place again now? Victoria Island, maybe not in Lekki, right? But Lagos State smells. It's true what she said. And that's why they want to silence her, so that more people will not come out with their truth. But I guess they have failed. But they said Tinubu built Lagos. Oh, the educational system in Lagos has improved. Okay, fine. One test. If the educational system in Lagos State has improved so much, can the grandchildren of Tinubu attend the public schools that Tinubu fixed in Lagos? Just one. Okay, let's add another one. Can Tinubu carry himself to the general hospital, any of the general hospitals in Lagos for his medical care instead of going to France or going to UK? Can he do that? Nigerians, use your head. A political party with a core ideology of prohibition of medical tourism, education tourism, capital tourism. Capital tourism is the capital flight that takes place when our money develops wings and flies out to Europe, to America, to Asia in the name of buying properties or storing the money abroad. We need to ban it. We cannot continue with these political parties that have so weak a constitution and so weak an ideology that it throws up leaders that we get into the National Assembly, and then when a bill that tries to prohibit public officials from medical tourism, from educational tourism, the legislators kill it. Because that is not a strong ideology in the political party from when they came. That is not a strong and clearly stated constitutional provision. It's not. It's not in their party. Constitution is not in their party. Ideology is not there. Imagine if those are the criteria that we give. That once you're coming into this political party, you must subscribe to these ideologies. And if you do not subscribe to these ideologies, these are the punishments. And once the punishments are clearly stated, and then you get into office and we are seeing you flying to France, like Tinubu is doing, we activate the punishment. And the Supreme Court will have no choice but to respect it. This is what we need for Nigeria. We need to strengthen it. Imagine if all the National Assembly lawmakers are people who signed to this kind of ideology. It will be impossible for the Kolo cabal to come and cajole them to do the wrong thing. It will be impossible. So, we must act in the interest of Nigeria. Come together and form this political party. There are 1,001 reasons where we need this political party formed. 1,001 reasons. 1,001 reasons. Come and join us. Let's not put a good crisis to waste. This Tinubu is a terrible precedent. Trend. This 30 days rant challenge. Trend. Let's not allow it to go to waste. They know it will go to waste if we do not take action. They will keep giving us such trends. But let's not let them go to waste. Let's use it to come together. Sowore, Peter Obi, Al Mustapha, the rest of you. We need to come together and form a political party based on these ideologies. A political party where the tenure of the chairman is 5 years, 2 terms, maximum. Even if there is no opposition, nobody to, you look for somebody, you hand over, you leave. A situation whereby you have chairmen of political parties that have been there for 15 years, for 20 years, should not be, where there is respect for rule of law and due process. It should not be. You shouldn't be coming up with excuse and saying, but there's nobody. If there's nobody, that means you have failed. If there's nobody to take over from you, it means you have failed as a party chairman. 2 terms maximum. Step aside, let somebody else come. Where do you have that in Nigeria today? They kill themselves, they manipulate, they do all manner of things just to remain in power. Because for them, the politics is transactional. It's cash and carry politics. Politics of the deepest pocket. That's all they're doing. And when they do that, they fail to realize that they are scaring away the best candidates. They fail to realize that. We must come together to form this political party. If we don't, we are wasting our time. We are wasting our time, and I don't want us to waste our time. I don't want us to waste our time. So the link is in the description. Join us, let's form this party. It's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult, but it is not impossible. We can do it. Starting with the number 1 condition, nomination form free. And then, in fact, all of these I mentioned now is still solving the leadership problem only. The followership problem is another ball game entirely. We can also solve the followership problem. You see, right now, people do not understand how poverty has been weaponized against Nigerians. How has poverty been weaponized against Nigerians? Do you know? Many don't even understand how poverty can be weaponized against Nigerians, what that statement even means. And that is why some people are so frustrated at the behavior of some Nigerians that they now begin to blame the victim. Yes, for somebody to be able to sell his votes for 5,000, present some kind of legitimate reason to blame that person. But when you understand the psychological warfare that is being waged against Nigeria, the psychological operation that is being waged against Nigeria, you will pity them. You will be helping to help break them free from that trap that they are caught in, not blaming them. Blaming them will not help. They are caught in a trap. It's a psychological warfare. Now, juju, Onyibo kind of juju. They have perfected it. In the Bible, it says that people will not hear the truth until you tell them the truth again and again and again. We have to adopt that policy. People will not hear our truth until we come out and we keep saying it again and again and again and again. And then we implement policies. Now, why or how is poverty weaponized? Poverty is weaponized in Nigeria through the concept of celebrity, yes. Through the concept of palliatives, yes. And those two concepts give rise to the divine connection concept and the destiny helper concept. These are the four concepts that have been used to weaponize poverty in Nigeria. We don't know. And everything boils down to that core characteristics of human beings. Mr. Niger Dilak. The C in there is what? Competition. When there are scarce resources, human beings or living things will begin to fight each other, right? For survival. If you want to use divide and conquer, which is what the Europeans have mastered, the Americans have mastered, even now the Asians have mastered against us, divide and conquer, it is give them scarce resources. That way you divide them against each other. They will now be fighting each other for survival rather than fighting their oppressor. That is the core of the concept of divide and conquer that these people are operating against Nigerians. So, palliatives. 100 million Nigerians are hungry. You give 100,000 Nigerians food that they will eat. You know it's not going to be enough for the 100 million. So what will happen? Instead of those 100 million Nigerians that are hungry to unite to fight you that is responsible for making them poor and hungry, what will they do? They will begin to fight themselves for the food you provided for 100,000. That's the concept of palliative. Then it gives rise to the palliative syndrome. Because everything about Nigeria now is about palliative. The justice that we are pursuing, palliatives. Yes. Ordinary Ahmed Issa, palliative justice. Very dark man, palliative justice. Oh, we are giving rights. Tinubu administration, palliative justice. They give a tiny fraction of the solution. When you have a very large portion of the society having that problem, what do you have? It pushes the people against themselves. That is the classic solution for divide and conquer. That's what they are doing. Palliative concept is one of the ways they weaponize poverty against us. The second way is the celebrity concept. You have 100 million Nigerians that are poor. You now take 1 million of them and you make them extremely rich off the resources of the whole 100 million Nigerians. Then you now begin to sell false hope to them through different avenues. Sell that false hope to them that one day you can become like Dangote. One day, if you're a businessman, you can become like Dangote. One day, if you're a pastor, you can become like Adebayo. One day, if you are a singer, you can become like Burna Boy or Davido or Wizkid. One day, if you are a traditional ruler, you can become like the Oni of Ife or the Sultan of Sokoto. One day, if you are a politician, you can become like Tinubu. One day, if you are a business person, you can become like, Dangote. If you are a media practitioner, you can become like Arise News or Channels News. One day, sell false hope. How long do you think it will take for all Nigerians to become rich? If entertainment really empowers people to become rich like Davido, how long will that take? How long will it take for all the pastors in Nigeria and imam to become as rich as an Adebayo or an Oyedepo or an Oyakilome? How long will that take? Or when will that happen? How long will it take for all the business people in Nigeria to become rich like Dangote? How long will it take when all the media practitioners, right, all the YouTube channels, they will now become as successful as Arise or channels? How long will it take for all the small traditional rulers to become as rich and powerful as the Sultan of Sokoto or the Emir of Kano or the Oni of Ife or the Oba of Benin? How long? The concept of celebrity. It is used to keep people in check. It is used to keep people in check. It is a perfect tool for distraction and division. Because not everybody can be celebrity. But that celebrity concept creates the illusion that, if you just comply enough, and that is what it does. It doesn't inspire honest diligence. No. It inspires crooked people. Because the principle or concept of celebrity means that the people that are downtrodden have to dance to the tune of the celebrity so that they too can one day stand the chance to be celebrity. This is how they weaponize poverty against us. And that concept of celebrity gives rise to the destiny helper syndrome or the divine connection syndrome. And it cuts across. If only I am close to my traditional rulers, maybe when they give slots, when the National Service Civil Service Commission is employing, maybe they can take my name. If I'm just close enough and I behave very well before my traditional ruler, it can help me. Oh, if I just obey my religious leader very, very well, I walk in the path that he wants me to walk, and I behave very fantastically, maybe one day my religious leader will lay hands on me. In fact, can even link me up to somebody who is high up in government, and they will give me a job or give me contract. And then they will help me. If I behave very well and I scream as the number one fan of Davido or the number one fan of Burna Boy or the number one fan of Wizkid, if I behave very well online, anywhere they are talking against 30BG, I will defend them. Maybe one day Davido will see me and help me. Oh, if I defend Dangote Refinery, this one that the NMDPRA, the NMPC are trying to frustrate Dangote. If I talk about him very well, even though I see his bad side, I will not talk about his bad side. I will only talk about his good side. Maybe one day Dangote will see me and Dangote will help me. Oh, if I analyze very well the way they used to analyze on Arise News or on Channels News or on AIT, maybe one day they will hear about me and then they will call me to come and then they will help me. The destiny helper syndrome, the divine connection syndrome, they tie into the concept of celebrity and into the concept of palliatives. This is the complex web of how their psychological warfare against the average poor Nigerian works to keep them trapped, to make them continue to love their oppressors. The Nigerian citizen needs help, not criticism. So I cannot definitely support a Buba Galadimawa that says he hopes that Tinubu continues to punish Nigerian people because they voted for him. Now, juju, we have to help these Nigerians break this juju. And the way to do it, because this is a followership problem that has been created, the way to do it is to institutionalize social welfare. That's the starting point. This one that when people are poor and broke and hungry, the first thing that comes to their mind is that they are looking for one celebrity that will be their destiny helper. They are looking for one celebrity that will help them with a divine connection. They are looking for one celebrity that is doing giveaway, palliatives, so they can help. That should change. The very first thing that comes to the mind of a child that is hungry is look to the parents and say, "Parents, give me food. Daddy, I am hungry. Mommy, I am hungry." The moment the first person that comes to the mind of a hungry child is a neighbor, that parents have failed. That parent will no longer be able to control that child. The child will now begin to behave like that neighbor. Every time a Nigerian that is hungry thinks about where to get help, and the first thing that comes is one celebrity, whether a celebrity politician, whether a celebrity a religious leader, a celebrity traditional ruler, a celebrity businessman, a celebrity media practitioner, a celebrity educational practitioner, a celebrity this entertainer. If that is the first thing that comes to the mind, Nigerians will only dance to the tune of those people. They will never break free. It means that the government has failed. The primary responsibility of government is the welfare and security of the people. The government is the father and the mother of the people. The first thing that should come to the minds of hungry Nigerians is my father and my mother, which is the government. Right now, that's not how people think. The first thought that comes to their mind is corrupt politicians. So long as that happens, they will dance to the tune of the corrupt politician, no matter the hardship, the hunger and sufferings that the politician puts them through. This is why we need to help the people by forming a political party that is built on these policies and ideologies. This is what will emancipate the people. We have to come together. If not, our trend will go to waste. Winston Churchill says, "Never let a good crisis go to waste." This is a good crisis. Tinubu is a terrible president. Let's not let it go to waste. There's a 30 days rant challenge. Rant. Rant to your heart's satisfaction. Rant to your heart's satisfaction. But join us. Let us create this political party built on these ideologies. That's the only way we can fix Nigeria. These same people that have been in charge of Nigeria, you think they will give it up and just step aside and give it to you? Amechi is right. Every opportunity he has got, he has always said it. Which politician has told you he's not a thief? Oh, so you come out and say Tinubu is a thief. Okay. Don't we all know? Oh, Tinubu forged the certificate. Okay. Don't we all know? Oh, Tinubu is a drug dealer. Okay. Don't we all know? Which politician has come out to tell you that he's not a thief? And then Amechi will always make the point that, okay, yes, we are looting your money. How many of us have you stoned? And then he says the most profound one. He says, if you think that anybody who has power will give it up easily, he said you are joking. Amechi is right on those three grounds. So if you think that this 30 days rant challenge will just annoy Tinubu enough to just voluntarily give up, you're joking. You're joking. This is where I think that Prince Adebayo is joking. He seemed to think that somehow because there's so much hunger in the land, then people will just automatically flock to him. No. Sir Adebayo, Prince Adebayo, I love you so much. I love your ideas. You're a very smart guy. But on this part, you need help. You are supposed to be building a network of Nigerians that think like you. A network of Nigerians that have your kind of ideology across all the 8,900 words. that will serve as councillor, across the local government that will serve as chairman, across the state that will serve as governors and state house of assembly members and commissioners. You're supposed to be thinking of creating a network of those people. The same thing with you, Peter Obi. The same thing with you, Al Mustapha. The same thing with you, Sowore. You need to do much more than you're doing, all of you. And we'll all start by creating a leveler, a level playing field, guaranteed by such a strong political party with such a strong ideology and such a strong constitution that the party is bigger than any member. That plays down on strong individual but plays up on strong institution. That kind of political party is what we need. Right now, check through the 19 political parties that we have. In a day. I don't know who is talking to Peter Obi and telling him not to start his own political party. But sincerely speaking, do you really think that Peter Obi can win and become president of Nigeria if he does not start his own political party? What is so hard in a political party that Peter Obi cannot start? Even Sowore started one. Tinubu had to start one. Many people don't know the process of solving the leadership problem in Nigeria starts with you starting a political party. Peter Obi, if not for any reason, start a political party to prove your naysayers wrong, that you can do it. It takes a lot of spine, it takes a lot of energy, mental capacity to say, I'm starting a political party. It's not such a difficult thing for you to do. Start it. I don't know why you're afraid to start a political party. You are now at the mercy of a rotten party like Labour Party. You are now looking for party to use. Start your own political party, Mr. Peter Obi. If Sowore can do it, Sowore, why can't you? I don't want to hear again that you are going to SDP or you are going to PDP or you are going to the NNPP. I don't want to hear. What I want to hear is that you have formed your own party. They should be the one coming to you. If not for anything, for this one quality that you have, that you are a master at reducing cost of governance. And you have an opportunity with the Abundance Party. You can join us or you can form your own. I don't care. Like I said before, it's not about starting a party. If all the political parties in Nigeria engage and adopt these reforms, all these things I'm talking about ideology, about a strong constitution, about zero fees for nomination forms or expression of interest, if all the parties engage in it, I will drop this campaign for a new political party immediately. I will drop it. So it's not about starting a political party at all. It's not a do or die thing. But it becomes a do or die when all of the other 19 political parties will not do it. Then we must create a new political party. Because it's the only way to solve the leadership problem. You see what Tinubu did? He's using it to bring so much suffering and hunger and poverty on Nigerians. But he did it, and he used it to solve the leadership problem. He created a network of persons across the wards, across the local government areas, across the states of Nigeria. That's what he did. So he was in Lagos, whether it was a drug money or whether it was Lagos money that people are reporting he looted through Alpha Beta. He's using that money to finance people in Osun, finance people in the southeast, finance people in the north, finance people in the south side, finance people everywhere, supporting them, giving them and telling them, oh, you can go and run. Oh, you can go and run. Oh, you can go and run. Oh, but you must be loyal to me. That is what Tinubu did that gave him that network, that spread. He talked about building bridge across Niger, across this, across that. That was what Tinubu did. And you can't do that if you don't have a political party that you have confidence in will do the right thing. So again, if Sowore can do it, Peter Obi, why can't you? And you may not need to do it if all of these people will do the right thing, if the political parties can engage in those reforms. I tell you again, if Labour Party, if SDP, if NMPP, even PDP, if they can come out tomorrow and say, we are changing our constitution, we are putting these core ideologies in there, number one, no more would we make the fees, the cost of nomination form to be expensive, maximum 500,000 or maximum 50% of the annual minimum wage. If they do that and they say, okay, our mode of primaries is direct primaries and the primaries will be electronic, transparent for all, and they come and say, oh, right of first refusal to local companies, and they put punishment there for breaching it. All of these things I've been talking about, if all of these political parties start adopting it today, there's no need for abundance party. There's no need for abundance party. It's not compulsory we form abundance party. If these other political parties have these ideologies, but they don't. So unfortunately, it is compulsory that we create abundance party. Join us to create it. It's going to be hard, it's going to be tough, but it is not impossible. It is doable. It's going to be expensive, but we'll do it with your support, with your contributions. So there's an account in the description. Please send your support. Send it. Maybe 1,000, maybe 10,000, maybe 20,000, maybe 50,000, maybe 100,000. I give 1 million. Thank you, by the way, to those of you that are already supporting. It's a fantastic investment you're making into your country. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't mention your name now, but in due course, we will definitely mention your name. But thank you. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for contributing your own quota to a country that works, for a new Nigeria that you and I know is very, very possible. That's how I'll end it for today. See you tomorrow.